We're often told that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, that's true in some cases, but not always. In fact, for my family, that wasn't the case at all.
Hey everyone, my name is William Simancas. My grandfather, Juan Simancas, was born in Havana, Cuba in 1914. See, right there, just 100 miles from the US. As a young boy, my grandfather and his brothers liked to sing, and they would eventually form a band in their early 20s. After the Great Depression, many Cubans would eventually immigrate to the northeastern part of the United States and were known as labor immigrants, which my grandfather was one of the many to do so. Interestingly enough, most of these Cuban immigrants moved to either New York or Florida. Can you guess where my grandfather settled? Neither of those places yet, actually. He moved to Puerto Rico, which is where I get my charm. Anyway, fast forward to 1959, and bam, my grandfather arrives in the Big Apple, and he moves into a tiny apartment on 39th Street and Lexington Avenue, which is now around the corner from the popular and very tasty Shake Shack. I think it's okay. I'm not particularly fond of it. Okay, fine, I'm a little obsessed. Anyway, back to story time. Now, for a quick history lesson, for those of you who don't know, this was during the time of the Cuban Revolution, which is when Fidel Castro overthrew President of Cuba at the time. Citizens were unhappy with the militarized dictatorship and felt it was time to express more nationalism. This also created a second wave of Cuban immigrants as the U.S. took in a total of 125,000 immigrants from Cuba alone. On January 29th, 1965, my grandfather married a young woman named Aurea, my grandmother. 5 years later, my dad was born. And then some years later, he met my mom. And then they had me and my three other brothers. But not all at the same time. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my story, and I hope that during this time you can learn more about your family as well. Thanks for watching, and hope you liked the video. Goodbye.